got excited about. I mean, we could talk Suicide Squad if you want to do an open spoilers on that and give your thoughts on that or anything else.
Sure. I mean,
What
that'll be a short one. I didn't like it.
you didn't like it? What did you like the? Did you like the
I
original?
didn't like. I did like the original, and I liked the way that they did that. I do. Cinematically, it had no cohesive theme. It
Mm-hmm.
was just all very bright, and then he'd shoot it different ways. And to me, like he'd shoot it the kind of guerrilla style, and then he'd shoot it the wide band where it's more cinematic and more focused on, the foliage and the scenery and all of that. But this movie didn't need any of that. Like, I don't care that they're on a beautiful jungle island with beautiful little toucans and all that stuff. I don't care about that. We're talking about people murdering each other. This is an action movie. Don't give me those wide shots unless the whole world's blowing up in it. Why is that happening? But it was confusing in that way because it kept changing the
Like the
theme of the.
format.
Well, it's how it's shot. So the guerrilla style is like, you think Rambo. It's kind of down and dirty, in your face. You're in
Gritty.
the action,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing like that. And so you think of the movie like Pocahontas, where they do a lot of scenic shots, like very wide. Where we're doing a Renaissance painting. So this is everything, and there's not a lot happening. There's only stuff happening in one part, and it just didn't make a lot of sense to me as the viewer because it just kept changing modes. But the lighting was always very, very bright.
Mm-hmm.
In the first one, also, if you look at Birds of Prey, it had darker moments. It was creating a mood, creating, the cohesive thing for the whole movie. But this one bucked around, and it didn't give me a mood. It didn't feed into the way it was shot, didn't feed into what was happening in the movie, which I didn't
Mm.
like.
That's the first time
Um,
I've ever heard that explanation on it. I never thought of it about it, but then again, I for everything that you said is what I loved about it. But that's the
oh,
subjectivity of movies. Yeah, exactly. So that
yeah.
I actually I loved it. I loved it more than the format. I felt like, and I mentioned this before. This was like, if you think about it, the bones of the foundation was a carbon copy
Mm-hmm.
of the original one. It starts. The mission is laid out.
Mm-hmm.
You start off with your original target, like in the original ones, the Joker. In this one, it was the like you said, the army of this on this island. And then it turns into the supernatural. It was pretty much
Mm-hmm.
beat for beat the same steps that they did, the same
Yeah,
foundation
I
from the first
did
movie.
not expect anything new to come out of this movie. I expected it to be kind of like the old one,
Yeah.
but with maybe some new characters. I was disappointed on the right off the bat. They killed some really good actors.
But that was the ballsy thing that
But
I
why kill
appreciate.
good actors? Get some not so great actors.
Because you
Like
can
Pete
always get
Davidson,
some
they
more.
killed him. I'm fine with Pete Davidson dying, but they killed some really great actors
But
that I was disappointed about.
yeah, because now you have room to get more good actors in there. You've already had them in both movies. They're not. I mean, no actor is guaranteed.
There was good villains that were introduced in this one that just, they were thrown out for the chum for the sharks.
Yeah.
The shark character, Sylvester Stallone, like if you would have never told me Sylvester Stallone was in this movie, I wouldn't have had any idea. But they just tried to Groot the shark, King Shark,
Yeah, he
with
was
Sylvester
definitely the
Stallone.
group. You could definitely tell that this was directed by James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, that
Yeah.
they, instead of making King Shark intelligent, but there's been both.
King Shark was never smart, like in the comics and stuff. He's a brute.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And he's smart. He's intelligent in the Harley Quinn cartoon, and so but in the movie they decided to make him the brute, the
the
brute Groot.
comical, yeah,
The brute Groot, who
yeah,
actually
brute
has
Groot.
a heart of gold. Hey, I didn't expect. No, he did both. He took some great. He took our great actors who. But let's be honest. They were playing characters who were never ever going to become like lead. You were never going to get a Captain Boomerang movie. So
no.
but it was
Yeah,
always going to be in the,
some of them were like, well, didn't matter. But I mean, the only things that I really liked about the whole movie, because they're the only characters that were actually developed through the whole movie out of everybody, even reoccurring characters, you still have to add some development to them, and they really didn't do that for Harley Quinn. I liked Idris Elba, and then the Rat King 2,
Ratcatcher 2.
Ratcatcher 2.
Rat King was from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, those are the only two that they actually took time to build those characters.
I would.
So it was Bloodsport, and then.
Who did you like better? Would you like Deadshot or Bloodsport? Moving forward, would you rather Will Smith, or would for part 3, would you like to see Bloodsport meet Deadshot?
I mean, that could be interesting, but again, like something in DC, as you could see in this movie, they recycle a lot of characters and they just rename them. So the Patriot or whatever his name was,
Peacemaker,
John Cena, Peacemaker, was basically Bloodsport.
They both had the exact same background, but
it's
one,
just basically
one
the
was
same
more,
thing, except they both fixated on different things.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think what she needed Bloodsport because he was a leader, and she needed Peacemaker because he was more controllable, and that's why that's why she kept him on. That first group were just decoys. That's exactly what Amanda Waller did. She did that on purpose. She was expecting she was trying to get rid of Harley Quinn, Flag, all of them. They were just expendable decoys the
Suicide Squad in themselves are expendable. If you've seen, there's the 1939 movie, and then all the comics and stuff. They're basically just,
expendable people who, if they happen to succeed in the mission, we'll give you what we promised to give you. But if you don't, we're not going to cry. Yeah, exactly. So,
but guess what? You're going back to jail.
Exactly. Well, you have a lesser sentence, 10 years shaved off your life sentence, probably,
or die,
or die. So I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that actually is happening. But I'd have to say between both movies, Ratcatcher 2 was the most lovable and endearing character, and
she was. And the little rat I can't remember what his name was. He had the little vest on. He's the cutest.
If I was to rank, she's gonna be in my the most lovable DCEU characters. She's gonna be in my top 5 probably because I feel like that actress and the way she did it, she crushed it. The whole I'm so sleepy and I don't want to get up. That killed me. That crushed. Now watch. If she's she's gonna be in part 3 and she's gonna be one of the first to go because we love her so much. Watch. She's not gonna make it.
Something else about this movie, and if you watch the first one, they at the end they rounded him up and put him back in jail, right? Right. Because that's the purpose of the Suicide Squad. Correct?
You just get 10 years shaved.
But they got at the end of the first movie, fans got so upset. People watching it got so upset because they didn't understand, what the Suicide Squad is.
They didn't understand what was explained in the beginning of the movie.
They didn't want to accept it. That's why at the end of this one, they got free. They were able to blackmail him and get out because of how much crap everybody threw at the first one because they didn't get free at the end. But then they wouldn't be in the Suicide Squad anymore. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they
wouldn't have gotten a second movie.
And we're gonna get a spin-off series with Peacemaker. I love that whole thing where the punishment for the people who hit Amanda Waller and knocked her out.
You mean Bloodsport? Because Peacemaker is toast.
No, Did you not watch the end credit?
No, I did not.
There you go. There's about to be a Peacemaker TV series coming out.
Oh,
yeah, Peacemaker survived. And the guy, the people who were a part of knocking Amanda Waller out, they're assigned to him. He blatantly said, the funny guy, he blatantly said it. He said, I know this is a punishment from Amanda Waller for us betraying her by assigning us to this psychopath. So yeah, there's a Peacemaker TV series coming to HBO Max. So yeah, look out for that. I mean, hey, that's what I loved about this one because They are expanding, and I look forward to seeing what they're gonna do with that show. And I loved Ratcatcher 2, and I felt more for even the ones who died. I felt more for these than I did when I liked the first one, but I didn't care after it was over. After it ended, I was like, okay, that was interesting. But this one, right now, I'm still talking about it. I can't wait to see what Peacemaker's about to do. I want to see more Bloodsport. I want to see Ratcatcher 2 come back. I'm wondering why Superman was mentioned in both movies and the way they were. She was like, Amanda Waller mentioned Superman in part 1, and she mentioned him for no reason in part 2. Was, oh, Bloodspot made a kryptonite bullet and killed Superman. I think that's a thing. Why does Superman keep getting mentioned in these movies?
Well, it's because he's DC's Superman. Like, he is the Superman of this universe. Yeah. So why wouldn't he get mentioned? It's just like Miss Marvel or Iron Man not getting mentioned in an MCU stuff. So.
But why? But Warner Brothers needs to stop disrespecting Henry Cavill. If you're gonna invoke the man's name, put him on the damn screen. That's all I'm saying. I
don't know if he'll come back as Superman.
Well, rumor has it that James Gunn told Warner Brothers that the original script was going to be, the Suicide Squad versus Superman. That was his original idea. And maybe for part 3, if he still does it. But that was the original script. He thought it was funny as hell that these little nobody bad guys think that they could take on Superman. And that was the whole reason why they brought up the whole kryptonite bullet thing, is because they make him the target. But it would answer a lot of questions. I would love to see that. Would you have liked to have seen that instead of what you got?
I don't know.
You never know. Yeah, you're kind of right. We won't know unless we've seen it. All right, let us know what you guys think about that. We went a little long on the whole movie thing.
Get to bed. All right, bye.
Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal.